Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November uniform, all 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446. Now, you'll know I've had this for a while. This is a Yaesu FT991A, and I've not been able to do anything on HF with it because of lack of a suitable antenna. So I've got the tablet plugged into it at the moment, running WSJTX, make sure that's all working. And that's set up to do Whisper, WSPR, and that'll all become clear a little bit further on in the video. So at the moment I've got no HF antennas, just a dummy load plugged into this, so I can key up safely knowing that I'm not going to blow the finals up, which is probably a good thing. So I'll explain when I get back to the desk in the other room. So that's where we'll go now. Okay, so my quest for an HF antenna led me to YouTube, as it does sometimes, and two videos by Mike M0MSN on a spiral loop antenna, which is made from electrical conduit and a bit of wire and a homebrew variable capacitor with the butterfly type. So, and there was a link to this website here as well, which has dimensions and things and some black and white pictures there from the good old days, we shall say. Yeah, so on here we've got 80, 40 and 20, and I think it can be scaled even further down, so it'll work on possibly 10. Not sure, never tried something like this before, so I will make sure I get hold of the right capacitors and all the parts. So this has got all the lengths you need, so that's actually quite helpful. So I think Mike had some lengths as well. So he went over that in the first of his two videos on this antenna. I think he's supposed to be releasing another one today on this same antenna, or some point anyway, I don't know. I'll be keeping an eye out for that. So the variable capacitor, it's going to be quite a difficult thing to find, but if you go onto Etsy you can find them. There's a seller on there. Snowist Corner is the name of the store, and it's run by TA1LSX. So we can get all the plates, you can get kits to build whole capacitors, different types of capacitors, either the butterfly type or the usual variable tuning capacitors, and little spacers and threaded bars and things to actually be able to build them. So that's what I would suggest you do if you need a variable capacitor. You might have to pay a customs charge on that, so it is actually coming from Turkey, so you just got to bear that in mind. And getting the rest of the parts is pretty much straightforward. I do have variable capacitors, but neither of them are of the butterfly type and probably wouldn't be suitable for this. So this is something I'm definitely going to give a go. So it'll get me onto 80 metres at the very least, and I can always make a smaller 40 metre one to try and get me onto 40 metres as well. That would be a good thing, because I would like to use the 40 metre band as well as the 80 metre band. I think it would have to be, you could probably scale it up again for top band, but I don't actually know, because again I've never tried this before, and this is the first I've ever heard of one of these, even though apparently they've been around for a very long time. So they do kind of have this old-fashioned, proper amateur radio look to them. So I'm going to get on with it, with having a go at building that, and I'll put the link to Mike's two videos on this antenna in the description below. It says in the description on Mike's video that it's took him over 6 weeks to complete the thing, and he says it was worth it. So he did demonstrate tuning it with and checking it on an analyzer, so you know it works. Or if you haven't got an antenna analyzer, then you can always borrow one if you know someone who's got one. I've got a Nano VNA. That's in the car at the moment at the time of filming, because I've been using it to install the mobile antennas with moderate degrees of success. We'll come to that another time, because I think you've already seen my video on that. And I'm still in the process of trying to get the video on the Thunderpole T600CB radio done. So I'll come off that there because that was just my search. That's the store, and that's Mike's videos there. So I'm hoping to see if I can actually get this to work. Obviously, I can't put a proper full-size HF antenna up outdoors because, well, it's actually not my land, is it? I rent this property. I don't own it. Never mind. So I've just got to make do with what I've got because it's a top floor flat and it's a bit awkward for radio at the best of times. Anyway, I think I'll give this a go and see how I get on with it. I'll report back in a later video how I've got on with it, whether it's been a success or a failure or what, because what the hobby is about, experimenting. Anyway, it's Paul, Mike 0, Whiskey November uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446, or just the Red Squirrel if you like on the old CB, and I'll catch you in the next video. 7-3 for now, guys.